Shadow Hippowdon, gonna go for the one shield, look for the full Ice Fang farm down. Last second, the opponent saves Dunsparce to pivot out into Swampert. The opponent might have two shields, but we're full sending. Does the opponent respect the damage? Of course they do, and unfortunately we don't get the defense drop either. Swampert though getting torn apart by the Ice Fangs. Hippowdon gonna invest the protect shield. We now find ourselves in somewhat of a tricky spot. We sacrifice Flygon to the Pokegods, and the question now becomes, can we Ice Fang farm down? Well, you're going to have to watch the video to find out. So welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be diving into the Sunshine Cup. It's been a hot minute since I played any limited metas in the Go Battle League. And the reason for that is, let's be honest, they are hella fucking boring. We see all of around 10 Pokemon. People use the same bullshit, annoying, boring teams over and over again. But don't worry, your boy Jamie Finn's out here to send them backpacking in my own unique way with some Shadow Spice. The last time I remember playing the Sunshine Cup, it was a horrible, degenerate place with lots of people running lots of Mud Bois using Water Gun. Quagsire used to be the greatest Mud Boy in the Great League, but definitely not on Water Gun. This tells you how crap this meta is, that Water Gun users are actually viable. Hence Bibarel, because Jamie Finn's got a massive brain. He outthinks all these basic bitches. Bibarel is the Water Gun user that's going to beat them Mud Boys, as we're dealing neutral while resisting water type damage ourselves. It's time for some self-reflection. I'm looking at myself in the mirror right now and thinking, Jamie, what have I become? Let's be honest, this team is quite degenerate in its own right. But if you can't beat them, join them. This cup has such a disrespect for ice types. And my hungry hippo is going to be going nom 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 and eating through all them basic bitch picks. With all that being said, I've yapped for far too long. So without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game one, I leave Shadow Flygon into Toucanon. I'm going to invest the protection, what I assume to be a Drill Peck, as Drill Peck's plenty enough to knock out the glassy Flygon that actually full send a Beak Blast before sending out Miltank. I'm going to rebank some energy, attempt to catch the Ice Beam onto the barrel, but the opponent just settles for a Body Slam. Flygon might be glassy at Body Slam, simply not going to cut it. This was the very first battle I played with the team, and now looking back, I've got zero idea why I didn't send the barrel out here. Perhaps I was tired, or perhaps I'm just washed up. I'll let you decide. These battles actually played as soon as the league dropped, but returning to the commentary, I'm going to throw the Rock-type Weather Wall on CMP, winning CMP and removing the cow from the field of play. Out comes Licky, far too thicky, and maybe I've got a Magic 8 Ball. I remember I went to Hippowdon, so I obviously know what's in the back. Stay in school, kids, learn to count. That is a double resisted Shadow Ball catch. Jamie Finn is back, baby, let's get it. I don't know why I'm so smug, because we're not exactly in a good position. We are down 2 Protect Shields. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to win this game. Oh boy, I send that Hippowdon. There's going to have to be a fast move beat down to the finish. And here, I should definitely throw the Earth Power on CMP. And the reason I should throw Earth Power is it has a defense drop chance. I go for the Rock-type Weather Ball because I'm an absolute potato. But I do 1 extra HP worth of damage. The question now becomes, can I Dragon Tail farm them down before they roll out farm me down? Fucking hell, no I cannot. Despite me hitting for neutral, them hitting for resisted, and we're off to a 0-1 start. Heading into the next battle. Oh, this is going to be a long video, isn't it? We see Swampert in the lead position, running Mud Shot, which of course is usually a preferred moveset outside of this meta where most people do opt for Water Gun. The opponent makes a very nice catch, catching the Twister onto Licky, far too thicky, but still invests the Protect Shield regardless. Licky always hits like a wet noodle, so I'm more than content to tank one charge move, especially a Body Slam. This time I'm going to Hippowdon. I think this is the correct players, of course. Hippowdon, not going to be great into Swampert. Not bad to be fair on Mud Shot. However, of course, Bibarel will be objectively better. We're going to full send the Earth Power, recognise the opponent already down 1 Protect Shield, not likely to go down 2, and we're able to secure the knockout. Back out comes Swampert, and we've already got this Swampert down below the half health. It's time to send up Bibarel, go pew 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 pew, and try and Water Gun down the remaining HP. The opponent not wanting to concede a farm down pivot into Toucanon, but this game looks completely over. I invest a Protect Shield, fire off the serve. The opponent can pick their poison. If they invest this Protect Shield, which they do, it's time to serve up that wham bam combo play, give the opponent the Big Mac and the fries. Twister, a clean 1-hit KO. Back out comes Swampert, Flygon able to outpace to the next Twister, and we finally get our first dub. GG's and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, we see Cradilly in the lead position. Most Cradilly in this meta do run acid, as this one does. The opponent pivots into Pidgeot, and here comes the Hungry Hippo. The Hungry Hippo going to be investing 1 Protect Shield, looking to maintain alignment, as we don't really want Bibarel, if I can at all help it, into Cradilly. But again, the pew 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 Water Gun damage will offer some decent neutral pressure. Did I not tell you in the intro, people completely disrespect ice types? Why are you bringing Cradily back out into my Ice Fang user? Not that I'm complaining, the opponent even invested Protect Shield too, and this is like a best case scenario. You did see that right. A Cradily user actually threw the correct charge move. They did not throw the Rock Tomb bait. They were triple weak to ice, but they're also weak to water in the back. I show them Bibarel, Clodsire like, oh my god, Bibarel, what can I do? They don't want the smoke, and they concede the match. In the next battle, we see Firo in the lead position. Back in the day, when Dragon Tail was more fast move pressure orientated, you could probably go for the one shield and full Dragon Tail farm down. Nowadays, that isn't really the case, but we're still offering decent fast move pressure about keeping pace with the pecs. The funny thing with running Flygon nowadays is most people opt for Sand Tomb. Looks like my opponent tried to call the Sand Tomb bait that of course I don't even have. I am not that basic. We've got Stone Edge. Why? You might find out later in the video. The opponent sent out Blaziken, made a very nice catch onto Licky. Far too thicky, but they've given me the alignment that I want. It's kind of funky running Ice Fang in your ground type, as you're kind of not really that good into fire types without landing any charge moves. Hence we sent it out against Licky. The opponent invests to Protect Shield and they're getting torn apart by the Ice Fangs. At this point, Hippowdon has done its job and I'm more than content to let it go down. The opponent actually running Twin Nukes, don't even have Body Slam. So I send out Flygon. Flygon looks for the Dragon Tail farm down. The opponent forced to pivot out into Blaziken. I fire off the Twister, send up with Bibarel. Bibarel gets off a load of pew water gun damage, and we're just going to sacrifice it to the Poke Gods. The God Pokemon gets one shot, return to heaven. We send out Flygon. Flygon going to invest in the Protect Shield, shielding up whatever they throw. It happens to be the Aura Spear. We Dragon Tail farm down. This is what we've got Stone Edge for. I'm kidding, but it's kind of funny. We're going to Stone Edge on 1 HP in a dream and take that game. Heading into the next battle, we see Clodsire in the lead position. Despite me being a ground type, this isn't actually the best matchup. I don't actually have any ground type damage whatsoever. Flygon's actually my worst matchup into Clodsire. Out comes Ferret. I fire off the Twister, forcing a protection. I'm going to tank a Swift and then make the pivot once again into the Hungry Hippo. Flygon looking like not much more than a sacrificial swap at this point, but running a glassy Shadow team, having a third shield could always come in handy. I fire off the Rock type Weather Ball on CMP and holy, they survive on 1 HP in a dream and I was super tilted at that thinking, are you fucking kidding me? We're able to Ice Fang farm down, back out, comes Clodsire and tell me you're weak to ice without telling me you're weak to ice. Once again, I am full sending. Does the opponent respect the damage? They do not. Oof. Again, the opponent survives on minimal HP. Gotta hate bulky Pokemon. An argument could have been made that I should have shielded. Clearly they're weak to ice, and they evidently are pretty good into water, so I'm somewhat of a potato. But Bibarel able to reach the Hyper Fang. Hyper Fang gets no respect. Almost a one-hit KO. Who was worried? Me. I thought I'd absolutely balls that game up. We're somehow able to escape with a dub. GG's that opponent. Heading into the next battle, this time we see Ferret in the lead position. Of course, using a 3-turn move, you want to throw an odd number. 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. When you do that, you do give the opponent the opportunity to make a catch. Thankfully, the opponent doesn't make the catch, and much to my disappointment, Twister simply doesn't quite cut it. The Bibarel then attempts to gun down the remaining HP with a few pew water guns. Unfortunately, much to my disappointment, unsuccessfully. Out comes Dunsparce. I reach the Surf, what would be CMP. The opponent recognised they're going to lose that charge attack priority and take the extra, but that Surf does crazy damage and Dunsparce already finds itself in the red health. This looks like a game where potentially it's going to be a fast move beat down to the finish. Hopefully they're weak to ice in the back. I'm going for the one shield. Look for the full Ice Fang farm down. Show me something weak to ice. Come on, trainer. Shadow Swampert. Not great, but we'll take it. They've got 2 shields. We force in the Earth Power. Earth Power! Of course, goes shielded. The opponent farming up a boatload of energy. I've got 1 shield. I'm going to invest it here. And I've got a decision to make. When does the opponent throw the next Hydro Cannon? We guess successfully. Calling the opponent's going to throw back-to-back. And now the question now becomes, can we Ice Fang farm down before Swampert reaches the next charge move? Yes, we can. Hippowdon Ice Fang farms down the remainder of the team. And we're able to take that game. Shout out to my opponent doing the best impersonation of myself, saving 2 shields for next season. In the next battle, we see Quagsire in the lead position. I can't believe I haven't seen any Water Gun Quag yet. I'm sure by now they are, not that I've played since the first day. We actually this time are able to catch the next Aqua Tail onto a barrel where it doesn't do much of anything. And this is definitely one of the drawbacks of running Water Gun. Water Gun, it generates energy so bloody slowly, and we don't really get much use out of a barrel. We do a little bit of fast pressure to Firo and essentially use it as the third shield. Firo hits incredibly hard. I haven't really got a great way of soaking any energy, so I'm going over with 1 shield. Look for the full farm down, which we're able to get. And unfortunately for me, if Quagsire returned, they are far too healthy and we are going to have to full send an Earth Power. Out comes Ninetales and fuck it, we're full sending regardless. Does the opponent respect the damage? Bang! There it is! Shout out the Go Oxford U for that quote. Despite this huge boom, I actually think I make a horrible mess of this endgame, but it's important to show some of my losses, especially ones where I play very, very poorly. You can see there, I attempted to go for a CMP sack. So what I should have done is throw 2 Ice Fangs, pause, and then pivot into Flygon. I actually threw 3, switched out, switch takes a turn, hence the move didn't register. Despite you could see me there tapping the button. However, we've still got a chance here. So what I should do here is throw on CMP. At the time, I wasn't sure who won. I've now looked at Hippowdon 116 compared to Quagsire's 111, so I would have thrown 1 extra Ice Fang. That definitely would have knocked out. I can't even see their health bar. Oof, it is what it is. We haven't really been playing much recently. That was a very, very messy endgame, but GG's regardless. In the next battle, we see Shadow in the lead position. I've been flapping my gums a lot, saying people completely disrespect Ice types. I'm ABA weak to Ice, and imagine if I see a Bomber Slow, I'd get absolutely obliterated. Of course, I was well aware that this team was ABA weak to Ice. You can see here, I'm going to pause, make the catch onto the barrel, and look to soak some energy and save my Flygon, as well as reset that debuff. The opponent sends out Furret. They're going to throw immediately. I'm hoping I survive this and at least reach a Surf. The barrel able to survive the Swift. And heartbreaking, we die at the charge move. Oof, that is brutal. If I would have got off the Surf, I'd be able to go for the Twister. I'm now forced to pray that a Stone Edge is able to knock out. We throw on CMP, winning CMP, and Flygon does not disappoint, removing Furret from the field of play. Back out comes Seismitoad. My opponent actually allows me to reach the Twister. And the reason for that is they likely are going to shield and look to debuff my final Pokemon, but I am more than content with this scenario. I've now got a decision to make. Is Icy Wing going to be the hardest hitting move left in the game? I personally think so. Quite underwhelming. I'm going to say no. Will that decision bite me in the arse? Let's find out. Oh, baby. Out comes the snail. Is it a snail? Is it a slug? I don't know. But I do know it's going to be straight in and straight out. Vanquish back to its Pokeball with a big one-hit KO. GG's and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see Cradilly in the lead position. The thing with Cradilly users is they love to bait. So I'm thinking, if I continue to farm up, they're likely going to spam the Rock Tomb and try and debuff me before I get off my energy. Well, that didn't work out too well, did it? The opponent full sends a Grass Knot, but thanks to hit like a wet noodle, we're able to survive. I full send the Stone Edge, commit to the next Stone Edge. Fuck my life. How do we get resisted acid farm down? Flygon, you need to do better. We've now given the opponent the perfect opportunity to go for the Rock Tomb bait. They actually full send, and again, another opponent survives on 1 HP. Honestly, these battles were completely infuriating, hence I took a few days off, so I got no intention of getting tilted this season. Everything that could go wrong, to be fair, in this battle has gone wrong. Out comes Furret, and the Earth Power gets shielded too, and we are definitely not looking too hot in this battle. Not that I see many matches, but I'm not entirely sure if Bibarel wins too many matches in the Zero Shield. Show me something like Talonflame? Show me a Talonflame. We get a 1 Water Gun running start. Oof, Clodsire, we'll take it. We will take it. Definitely don't deserve to win that battle, but it is what it is. Heading into the next one. We see the Shadow variant of Cradilly. So the last battle, we was left deep in the red. So much in the red that we got resisted acid farm down after taking a Grass Knot. With that in mind, a Shadow Grass Knot would probably knock us out. And of course we get baited. Vintage Jamie Finn would have had huge balls and called the bait, but clearly we're not that man anymore. Flygon even debuffed. In the Shadow and Shadow crime battle, still outputting crazy damage. The opponent invested protection at low health, and the Hungry Hippo goes nom 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 and snipes down the remaining HP. Out comes Gourgeist. Not actually a good matchup for them. They are taking super effective from these Ice Fangs. They are doing crazy damage, actually. I'm going to invest 1 Protect Shield here. No, when I do outpace, the opponent recognises they're going to get outpaced and pivot into Licky. Far too thicky. Hippowdon absolutely popping off. YOLO's the Earth Power. Earth Power able to land and instantly puts Licky, not so thicky, down to round a 3rd health. Come to think of it, of course it was able to land as we find ourselves in a shieldless game. So that in mind, the opponent, of course, gonna YOLO that Shadow Ball. Oh, hello, trainer. You baited me earlier. Have some of that. That is a double resisted Shadow Ball catch onto the barrel. Ask yourself, are you not entertained? Gourgeist fires off the Seed Bomb. They're able to incinerate farm down afterwards. But this game is completely over. I've got the Twister locked and loaded. Twister gonna knock out Gourgeist. We're going to Dragon Tail farm down Licky, not thick enough, and take that game. Oh boy, we have found ourselves a problem, and its name is Jumpluff. We are so incredibly weak to this thing. I honestly don't know how we're going to beat it. I did say earlier, why do we run Stone Edge? This is why. Does the opponent respect the damage? Stone Edge, bang! Ah, not bang! How many times are things going to survive on 1 HP in a dream, man? That is heartbreaking. I end up losing the majority of my HP, but we are able to reach a departing Twister on the incoming Ninetales. However, Ninetales is certainly somewhat of a problem for me. Of course, after the Energy Ball buff, they only take 5 Embers to that Energy Ball, and Energy Ball is something that neither of my remaining Pokemon want to tank whatsoever. This is going to end up being one very tricky endgame, so I intentionally undercharged this. I probably should have undercharged a bit more, to be honest, as now I'm going to be relying on a faster beatdown. The reason I've undercharged is I do not want to concede yet more farms to this Ninetales. As I said previously, it's only 5 Embers to the Energy Ball. The only win I've got is if the opponent goes to the world's stupidest bait. Oh my god. Oh my god, trainer. Are you having a laugh? So I've gone for double Weather Ball here. There's 2 more Embers. They could have went straight Energy Ball. They did not. I definitely don't deserve to win that battle. But clearly my opponent is more of a potato than me. Heading into the next battle. We see what I believe to be a Colossal in the lead. I say I believe it. I honestly have no bloody idea. Because it was released when I didn't play for the last 6 months. But I think it's called Colossal. I have 2 very, very good answers for that Fire and Rock type. With Flygon and Bibarel is actually even better. So with that in mind, I just sacrifice Hippo, which would be hitting for resisted. Send out Flygon, get the perfect farm down, and we leave super, super healthy. Back out comes Colossal, if that's what it's even called. And we are YOLO in the Stone Edge. Stone Edge, able to land. Again, not quite a one-hit KO, but able to snipe him down. Out comes Toucannon. The opponent doesn't want the smoke, and they concede the match. Heading into the final battle of today's video, and I'm sure someone's already posted, what do you do if you see an Abomasnow? Well, you can do 2 things. You can cry, or you can take your loss like a man. I personally did both. I cried a little bit, and I got my ass kicked. However, I've been doing a lot of trash talking today, and you shouldn't give it out if you can't take it. So this is for your entertainment purpose. Who doesn't love to see me get absolutely clapped? I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do for the remainder of the week, to be honest. I think this meta is super boring. I haven't got any Pokemon really for Mega Master League, so I'm kind of relying on battle submissions, or potentially I'm going to have to come up with some more absolute nonsense to run in this Theme Cup. If you enjoy watching Theme Cup battles, let me know, and I will look to put another video together. You can see Abomasnow very easily able to 1v3. Very, very embarrassing. We're going to say GG's to that opponent, and that is just about going to wrap things up for today's video. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing if you like your battles featured on my channel. Link to my battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.